Hello and welcome everyone to another part of the We Robotics and Flying Labs Network webinar series. Thanks for joining us today. Please feel free to reach out to us on social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and as well as our Google group if you have any follow-up questions and comments regarding our webinar today or about any of our work, and if you also want to share any of your work with us. My name is Amrita and I'll be hosting the webinar today. I am the Flying Labs Youth Coordinator at We Robotics, and today we will be featuring Dr. Ruchi from India Flying Labs, Tessa from Cameroon Flying Labs, and Taichi from Japan Flying Labs. These individuals will be presenting to us about their amazing work and projects. And before that begins, I will give you a quick introduction of what We Robotics is and what we stand for. So today, given the mounting challenges that are increasing from new technology, the real question we face is whether we will end up creating future with shared prosperity or increased concentration of wealth for a few only. Technology itself is not going to create shared prosperity. We at We Robotics, we believe that people will decide through inclusive and democratic post-industrial revolution. Our number one priority is and always has been local. We believe in the power of local because we know that these are the key characters who will continue with the good work with innovative technology once the dust has settled. These include not only professional personnel like engineers and GIS specialists, but also the youth who will be entering the workforce in the near future. We do this globally by co-creating Flying Labs, which are local knowledge hubs that are run entirely by local experts who we train, equip, and support as needed. We have built a core infrastructure to enable these Flying Labs to become self-sustaining, and currently we have Flying Labs in more than 25 countries. But it does not end there. Flying Labs also shares knowledge within each of their different Flying Labs in the region. And we train each other to ensure that everyone is better prepared to solve everyday problems. They create ecosystems that connect key actors in the government, industries, and other sectors. And we have built this global network of 25 Flying Labs in just 2 years. And all of this has been driven by massive local demand. Now, I would like to take out this time and share the presentation of the team presented from today's meeting. First up will be India Flying Labs, Dr. Ruchi Saxena.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Ruchi Saxena. I am the director of India Flying Labs. India Flying Labs is, as all of you know, the India chapter of Flying Labs Network. And today I'm going to present to you all the work that we have done over the last 1.5 years. Over the last 1.5 years, India Flying Labs has grown to be an open, collaborative, multi-stakeholder knowledge sharing network. And we are not just 1 or 2 startups who have come together. We are more than 30-35 partners who are openly sharing and openly growing together as a network. And the reason we had to do this is because we wanted to do much more, especially in a vast country like India. We want to reach out to every state, every corner of the country, and it would have been impossible to do all this without all the partners which have come together to contribute. These are some of the team members that we have. We are a diverse group of doctors, engineers, drone pilots, drone data professionals, remote sensing experts, conservation scientists, and even sustainable development leaders and NGO partners. So this is just a very small group that I can show you here, but we are much more than this. We are more than 100 professionals who have come together. These are the ones who are actively leading all the projects of India Flying Labs in the whole of the country. To talk to you about what the goals of India Flying Labs are, why are we doing what we are doing and how we are doing. The first important goal was to bring the professionals and organizations together to form a strong, dedicated knowledge and resource sharing community that is keen on using technology for social good. This was very important to us because we were working all scattered in different directions, and to come together to become a common voice and to be bound by common value systems and code of conduct was very important to develop trust in the systems that we were trying to propose to the government and to solve major challenges like healthcare and disasters. So we are very high on this goal, and we are very happy that we are moving very strongly towards it. Second was to bridge the accessibility gap and make technologies available to the communities who need them the most. This is one of my personal goals which I've integrated into India Flying Labs and also my company. And the idea is because it's impossible for people in Mumbai, Bangalore or Delhi to reach out to every community. And this accessibility gap has to be reduced so that more and more people from the community are engaged in technology and they're able to use technology to solve their own problems. This again is what we have learned from our mentors in robotics, and we are very happy that we are synchronizing in that vision for India Flying Labs as well. The third important goal for us to come together to solve challenges such as disasters, conservation, healthcare and development. Now each of these challenges is huge when it comes in context of India. Every part of India is diverse and its challenges and has a very different pattern. So we need to come together to solve all of them. For example, if I give you even a river mapping, let's say of not Ganga, but a normal river like Mahanadi in Odisha, to do that, we would need many teams to come together because it would be huge data and we would need many drones and many teams. So it's important to come together. Okay. With these goals, if I have to tell you, looking at all the expertise of each member in our team and what are we working on. The first important is drone design and innovation. Now, India is a place where innovation is at the forefront. We have been innovating and manufacturing a lot of drones. We are researching on various drone-related as well as data-related projects, and we are very advanced even in our space exploration and remote sensing. So this is something which we want to integrate for India Flying Labs. Second is drones and data for disasters, which was the first focus. This was the reason why we formed India Flying Labs. India is a disaster-prone country and we have like disaster seasons in India. So using drones and data for disasters is one of our major focus areas. Third is conservation. Again, you cannot talk about disasters without talking about conservation. And for conservation, the challenges in India are huge because it's again diverse. We have deserts, mountains, forests, rivers, sea coast. So talking about habitat monitoring, ecosystem development, we do need to come together for that as well. Okay. Next is healthcare and payload deliveries, which is again just around the corner because the policies in India are still being formulated for payload deliveries, but our teams are already there in that network and we are strongly contributing to it. Last but not the least is youth engagement and inspiring the youth of today to take up STEM education tomorrow. This again is very important, especially for the students who are coming from the remote and vulnerable communities, to learn about drones, to learn about data, to learn about remote sensing and mapping and see how satellites work. It's because when they have this knowledge and they have these tools in their hands, will they be able to solve problems which are more relevant to them in their own context. And this we are taking up as a very important project in our upcoming plans. Glimpse of what we have done over the last 1.5 years, we have done a lot of events and training programs, workshops, seminars in the last 1.5 years. So the first one that we did was a very important one for us. It was a drone demonstration for tribal village youth in a place called Dan. This was the first event which we conducted, and it was important for us to figure out how do these communities that we want to work with interact with technologies such as drones. We used drones which are made in India by the company called Idea Forge, which is a pioneer in the drone industry in India. They were the first manufacturers and the biggest one. We used their drones and we conducted this demonstration. Quickly followed by that, we did several meetings on UAV Rapid Response Task Force. It was important for us to bring together the professionals from drone as well as disasters who want to work together. And understanding from these meetings was very important for us to formulate our action plan as well as training programs for drones and data and disasters. Followed this, we conducted co-creation workshop in partnership with Robotics and IIT Delhi. And we could collect more than 80 people from across the country from diverse backgrounds who wanted to understand and work in drones and data for various social good applications. We focused on agriculture, disasters, healthcare, youth empowerment, and sustainable development. And we had more than 50 projects which were flawed. And the 5 best ideas we are still working on as major projects in India. Next, one of our teams went to the village in Malvan and they conducted a study of water conservation in their village using drones, and it's an ongoing program where they were able to connect with the villagers and explain them what the plan for water resource management looks like, and with their help they were able to conserve a lot of water in their villages. Next, one of our teams, Red Wing Aerospace Lab, was in Papua New Guinea with V Robotics and conducted a demonstration of how drones are effective in supplying vaccines to rural areas. This is again an example of how startups in India can benefit from the Flying Labs network and extend their expertise beyond India to all the Flying Labs which are there across the country. Soon after that, we were called to Odisha after Cyclone Fani to demonstrate and work with the government of Odisha and show them how drones can be used for damage assessment. Followed that, a couple of our teams batched some important projects in Odisha, especially for mapping of villages around the Silka Lake, and they worked with Village Development Committee to create strong disaster management plans and preparation plans together. After that, we had the flood season, and we were able to again send our local teams from Maharashtra and Punjab to work with the local NGOs, NDRS, police, and district magistrate to do search and rescue operations in all these villages which were affected. We went back to Odisha as a promise to develop the local teams and to empower them, to bring them together. And we conducted drones and data workshop for them. And this was very successful, and followed immediately after that was a similar program in Nagaland, where the government of Nagaland invited us to train their officers, the disaster management officers, in drones and data. So these programs will now be escalated through the other states of Northeast India, and we are hoping that we are able to replicate these models in all the vulnerable places across the country in partnership with our local teams. So if I have to discuss to you the plans for immediate and the remote future, is one, we really have to start working on the NPND compliant drones. Now NPND is no permission, no takeoff, which is a software program which has to work with drones in India. And this one thing is not allowing us to work with the branded drones which are already there in the market. So we have to now start either producing the NPND drones ourselves or lease or purchase the ones which are being made by other manufacturers in India. Next is continuous project wings, inspire school students and work with the local students and local youth leaders. As I told you, this is very important for us, and we are now at the right stage to start talking to our local partners and reach out to all the schools in their area and pass on these learnings to the future leaders of our country. Next is we want to work for professional drone licenses and advanced drone training programs. Again, with all the partnerships in place, we are at the right time and the right stage to start looking at these programs in partnership with everybody, and we're also thinking of bringing in international partners who would be able to contribute to the knowledge base that we want to do in India. The next future plan is to have state-level flying labs, which is very important for us because one team or a couple of teams cannot do it for the whole of the country, and we want to give recognition to all the wonderful work done by all the teams in the whole of the country. We are thinking of having state-level flying labs, which will work in coordination with India Flying Labs, and they'll support each other. But having state-level flying labs will give them the anonymity and the autonomicity to work in their own space, in their own style, and have the visibility that they deserve. And the last but not the least is Project Aerodrome, which was my personal dream as a doctor to work in drones and to bring drones to healthcare and disasters. And now with everything that we are doing, maybe over the next 1 year or two, we will be able to have district-level implementation centers of drones, and that would kind of give us a ground to connect directly to the communities and extend our services beyond just the projects that we're doing and empower the local teams to do that themselves. So these are some of the future plans that we have. It would be impossible to do it without the help of all the people that are behind India Flying Labs. It's a growing network, and we invite you to be a part of India Flying Labs as well. So thank you very much for hearing me out, and I welcome all the questions that anybody may have. Thank you.
Hi to everyone. We are Cameroon Flying Lab, power of local building, earth, health, development, environmental solution by sustainably localizing robotics technology. I am called Desa Pomokolo Geoffrey, one of the coordinator of the Cameroon Flying Lab. So back in 2018, Cameroon Flying Lab was created in September. In September, we discovered and we were introduced to we robotics activity through social media, and we found the drones activity in Africa quite interesting. It was our first time to see an NGO performing drones activity in Africa. That is when we contacted We Robotics to co-create the Cameroon Flying Lab. Our team is made up of 6 young people: William Milon, Louis Canic, Coralie, Paul, Brandon, and Eve, and I. My timeline since 2017 to now, I am a robot maker, entrepreneur, and a leader. As a robot maker, I used to pass my time building robots, mostly terrestrial robots, are embedded with multiple sensors to collect data of the environment easily. So, and also to inspire other children, other young people like me, to show them that there is no barrier to learn technology, and you can use what you have in your community to build up a solution. Then due to that, due to that, I became an entrepreneur. Then I created my startup called Robot Safe, and to solve an issue in my community using my robot, because it's not only about building the robot, it's about the use of the robot. And I did also to work with my team forward because we had so many difficulties and challenges. Thank you. Our main goal and area of expertise: drone for good. That is the use of drone for goodness, agriculture and mechanizing purposes. We inspire and help. We inspire, help, and empower our community into entrepreneurship and technology and its uses. We build sustainable solutions. UVA, UGV, embedded system. Our project since we became the Cameroon Flying Lab was the using of drone to map swampy area for risk analysis. Mapping of swampy areas for risk analysis during the raining season, causing flood in the littoral region of Cameroon. We took picture of the area with the drone to identify inhabited area at risk, assisted by the chief of the locality and his assistant on 8 June 2019 at Bepanda, Douala, Cameroon. The problem: swamping area represent a high risk for those living in this area due to flooding. The people who live there are unaware of the danger. Solution we brought: mapping the swamping area using drone and taking imaginary and create awareness about the risk when they are in rain. Challenges: access to the area, first of all, sensibilizing the community, access to drone compatible with this for the mapper, training local operators for the setup, regular flights and troubleshooting, precision landing in small areas. The drone we use DJI from Tom Tree drone. We did a workshop on how to take off and start piloting the drone. The other training that we did is we organized several workshops and training on electronics and technology related knowledge, in which we have trained more than 2,000 students. And we have been mentoring Team Cameroon for the first global robotic competition that took on in October 2019 in Dubai, in which 179 countries were represented with their robot at the competition. So Cameroon was part of it, and we took out 43 out of 173. So with our robot, and the main goal was to build the robot for the Pacific Arcs, reducing of plastic inside the sea. So it's not only about the robot, it's not only about the tool, it's about the use of it. So this competition helped us, first of all, identify problem. The problem was too much plastic in sea that caused too much fish, all those living animals in water dying. So we built the robot to collect all those plastic. Future project. We have the cargo drone project that we have on the 9th of March, that is next week, and educational robots to help other children that are incapable to go to school to realize their dream and to show them that there is no barrier to learn technology. So with the educational robots, our aim is to help them and show them that they can build up the robot, program the robot, and use the robot to solve problems that they face in their community. Thank you. So as the Cameroon Flying Lab coordinator with our team, our main aim is to change the world to become more inclusive, more informed, and more involved using technology and the good use of technology. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Daichi. I'm a director of Japan Flying Lab, and our team has about 10 core members. Today, I would like to explain about our Japan Flying Lab's activities in this year. So our team already I said we are working with drones technology for society and people. And my main work is university. I'm a teacher, and many times I have to teach about how to make map data using by drone, how to use drones technology for humanitarian works at the Aoyama Gakuin University. And also many times we are working and collaborating with internet geospatial community, mainly for open community. And this image, left side image, is my private account on the net, and the private account name is Map Concierge. So now we are working with Flying Lab members in Japan. So our goal, Japan Flying Lab's goal, is how to make drone collaborative society. So in Japanese, drone zentei shakai. So our major method is taking aerial photo using by drone, but not only drone imagery. So, but also we can use for many purposes with drone, so for logistics or supporting for rescue team. Anyway, so how to make those drone collaborative society? So many times we are thinking and we are working. This is our image for this goal. So if disaster happened, so of course we can take aerial photo data, and also many times maybe drone can support for logistics, and drone can search and find and support for rescue scene, and maybe we should make reconstruction work, and so we should make more safety society. So That is our goal. And our origin is in 2011 earthquake and tsunami in Japan. You know, big earthquake and tsunami destroyed a lot of Japanese cities around the east side and seaside. So this aerial photo data taken by our drones in 2011. This is my first experience of crisis response with drone. So this area name is Akahama Otsuchi Town, Iwate Prefecture. So tsunami attacked this area too, and maybe you can guess and imagine very serious situation. And let's zoom. So maybe this imagery can explain. So there are many destroyed ships on the ground, and also you can find Japanese traditional shrines gate. That color is red. So yeah, a big tsunami destroyed all object and buildings. So when I went to this area with our drone, so I thought, so we have to archive and we have to share those very serious but very important information. So we take a lot of aerial photo used by drone this year, so, and now we are sharing those past imageries on the net. Platform name is Open Aerial Map. Anyway, so this experience we understand. So how to share those aerial photo data for many people and local government. Maybe this data can support for many works or escape situation or something. Anyway, so this technology can change more safety society. Now, so we are making those technology for local government and firefighters team. This photo is our training for firefighter team. So many times when fire crisis happened, so this local firefighter team can bring own drone for their working. Anyway, so now our main target is crisis response situation. And our main project, the name is DroneBird. So DroneBird's name I imagined. So yes, if big typhoon, earthquake, tsunami, or other natural disaster happened, immediately we have to share the recent situation as imagery taken by drone. And yeah, I guess so. Like the Thunderbird team is better. And now we are using this name, DroneBird, is a kind of crisis response drone team for mapping. In this year, two big typhoons attacked to Japan. The name is Fasai and Hagibis. Last big typhoon, Typhoon Hagibis, so attacked to around the Tokyo area and the east side of Japan area. And after that, immediately we worked with local government like this. So we bring a fixed wing type of drone, and we take a lot of aerial photo for huge area. So that means the whole cities and yeah, flood situation, landslide situation. Anyway, so this is Kimitsu City, Chiba Prefecture. Maybe you can find that river, and some flood happened around this river, and we take those area photo. And also there are many landslides area, so we take and we find used by the imagery, and we share this serious situation for local government side and firefighter team. And training is very important. So actually in this year, we started fixed-wing drone training. This photo taken in Yokoze City, Saitama Prefecture, before typhoon season. So we take and we shared and how to share those data for local government. We confirmed each process and we explained. Anyway, so this training is very important and we are collaborating with a lot of local governments. And our Japan Flying Lab team, our main achievement of this year, that is making agreements with local government. So already we have over 27 agreements with local government around the Tokyo area. And many mayors understand, okay, drone technology is very important, but we don't have those experience and method and technique. So please support. And yes, of course we collaborate, and now we are working with local government side as drones professional team. And this is our plan and future project for next step. So the name is Disaster Drill 2.0. So that means we should work with more effective training with local government. In Japan, traditional approach, every year we are doing annual disaster drill with local people. But general pattern without drone. So now we should add drone technology with disaster drill. The name is Disaster Drill 2.0. And if we can make those next generation of disaster drill, so maybe we can provide as information like the aerial photo imagery. And also we can provide how to find the fireplace or how to support for the logistics, how to provide that internet connection from the air. Anyway, so drone technology can make more safety society, and we can help and we can support for local government and local people. So this is my last slide. So yes, already we said drones collaborative society can make more safety and very good situation for many people and all people. So yes, next year, 2020, Tokyo Olympic will come to Tokyo. And yes, maybe Japanese government side, the corporate side and the community side, we are thinking how to use those drone technology for good and humanitarian works. So maybe we can make those more better society. Thank you so much.
you to Taiki, Vicky, and Jessica for their wonderful presentation. I would like to open the platform and request people to either send in their questions, if you have any, for the two presenters in the chat box, or you can directly ask them for the address. Does anybody have any questions?
Someone called English, please go on and ask a question.
Unmute your microphone and ask our speakers directly, or write your question in our chat box and we will read it out for everyone.
Hello. I've got a question about the project of the project of Japan. I wanted to understand exactly how those images, in fact, those shonens, could help to have a better society. In fact, how it's even related to the project, and how could it help to make the society to work better. In fact.
Thank you for your question. So this is Taichi from Japan. Can you hear my voice? Okay, maybe this. Okay. So yes, so we were working for the disaster crisis response with drone, and so our goals, we want to make more better society with drone technology, and now we are thinking, and our main target is how to optimize and how to adapt for the general laws and local government system. And so already my presentation explained about agreement. Agreement is very important for we are thinking, because so if we want to use our drone in the center of Tokyo or center of city, so Japanese area law or other general law got it, the drones behavior or something, and so the documentation is very heavy. So now we are making agreement with local government. That means so our activity can adapt to that general society as a legal, not illegal, legal activity in Japan. So that very difficult negotiation and adaptation is very important, and this is our approach in Japan style. So, and maybe our experience can share for any countries. So yeah, local government side want to use drone technology, but they don't have the experience and the know-how. So we can provide, and we should make more good agreement with local government. This is our opinion. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. The last question I wanted to ask is, first you spoke about mapping in the beginning of your speech. So when you show it, in fact, your picture, and you show it's showing picture by side, but aside of it. So you spoke about mapping, and I am an active worker on mapping, and I wanted to know how the technology is related to what you are talking about, in fact. So if you can give more details, because I know about mapping. Mapping helps now to give more realistic, in fact, pictures. But now you related it mapping to shonen. So I just wanted to know: is there artificial intelligence in it, or is it just mapping? Just wanted to know.
Yes, thank you. So about mapping, now we are collaborating with OpenStreetMap community, and also we are working with, example, Mapbox company side, and now those mapping system and is extending for many platforms. Example via Facebook, via Mapbox. Anyway, so OpenStreetMap data are moving and sharing for many commercial platforms. Like the Toyota company are making autonomous car, and so their car has map data for the navigation system. And those data provided, example, from Mapbox side or other mapping system. And you know, Pokemon Go is a kind of geospatial gaming system, and they are using OpenStreetMap data, and many people are working and enjoying the gaming system from the field, and those map data provided from OpenStreetMap data. And now we want to make very fresh map data from community side, and so already we are working for the crisis response situation. Anyway, so if new road happen, new damage happen, the new objects happen on the field, real field, so immediately we have to synchronize. We have to make new map data using by some technology, and drone can make example building footprint map data, road network data, and other RAMs use map data, and maybe aerial photo data can support for those activities. And also you said AI technology can provide more high performance tool and output. So maybe traditional our mapping method is digitizing using by human activity. And but the next generation of mapping system, maybe we should make use and we should combine that AI technology, so that automatical detecting building detection or automatically road detection. Anyway, so we should use, but recently we should combine like the Pictera or other AI tools.
So this is Amit Lal, a member of India Flying Labs. So basically, talking about a disaster response or maybe a emergency situation at present, like the COVID-19 crisis, we presently don't have a platform or network where we can express our the issues that we are facing, or maybe we can talk for the liberation of the governments and all. Reason is the rules are getting strict, not only in India but in almost every nation of the world. So what are the comments of my thought? Like what comments do you have on it?
How to your question means how to connect and how to make the network between the local government side. I understand. And so yeah, in Japan situation, already my slide explained. In 2011, a big earthquake and tsunami attacked Japan. And after that, Japanese very younger engineers community worked So we can support work with our engineering technology for local government. And so then we provided and a lot of detailed disaster before and you know, so a very famous community. The name is Code 4. And in Japan, we have a Code for Japan community. That is a kind of open engineer network for society. How to say that? So, and they made example now that, you know, coronavirus crisis happened in the world, and in Japan, engineers member making new coronavirus information portal site for government, local government, and we shared and we launched and we also published the source code on the GitHub. Anyway, local government site. So, and our understanding the engineering is very important for local government site. Those communities can connect to the core member of local government. And also, I'm a member of Code for Japan community. And those not only that robotics and flying lab network. So you should connect to more open engineer community and more the open government, like the Taiwan open development. So we should, if we want to make more good relationship with local government, we should collaborate with outside of robotics community. We need to connect to the other open engineering, other open programmers or hackers. Maybe they can their network. My opinion is so you should extend more good network via other engineering or hackers community, and maybe you can connect to that core government, core local government.
So another question is, even in disasters or even in, let's say, any local disaster or a global disaster, the laws, the policies are made liberal. So that should be done according to me, because it is putting many local communities, many people who don't have the compliant zones, the laws are putting it them back, and they are not letting them work in these situations also.
So this is Taichi from Japan, and so our experience, our local crisis situation, and so our agreement with local government side. So we can work with aerial photo. Specified drones, and we immediately can take aerial photo data and adjust it to that Japanese aerial law. Anyway, so if when disaster happened, local government side, their activity will stop mainly. So that means communications process will stop, and so if this situation happened, we can work as a how to say that own approach, and anyway, so our activity can work with own method, and we can define our target area. We can define best types of drones. Anyway, so if without agreement situation, so before, so we have to explain, and we have to submit some document for that local government side. So that is our experience. And so before a crisis, we should define, and we should share how to use drones, how to take using by some specification where is our target area. So we should, before this crisis situation, we should share about those specification of the target area and other information for the government. Sorry, that is my opinion and our experience.
I just wanted to know about the mapping project. What drone exactly is used to perform those projects? Thanks.
Mm-hmm. So your question means how to use a formula with mapping project formula.
No, my question is which type of drones, especially is there which kind of drone exactly are you using to perform those mapping tasks?
Which type of platform? Which type of platform?
No, drones, UAV drones.
I understand. Okay, which type of drones for mapping? Yes, so now we are using fixed wing type of drone, and maybe you know now our major drone is EB from the Sensorai, and because so that drone can fly for the about 1 hour. Our EBX latest version can fly for 90 minutes, 1.5 hours. So that is the specification, and we can take a lot of huge area, and and sometimes no, sorry, but that situation depend on that area, local situation. That means flat area, so we can use fixed wing type of drone, but mountain area, so that sky situation is very difficult for fixed wing type of drone. So we should optimize with multi-copter type like the DJI Phantom or Mavic. Anyway, so we should optimize for each area. But if flat area and sky is open, so we should use for the fixed wing type of drone for mapping. That is my answer.
Great. Thanks, Taichi. Did that answer your question?
The recording started.
Does anyone else have a further question?
Sorry, from Japan. This is sorry from Taichi, and
yes.
So additional information. So I said general or drone is fixed wing type of drone, and mainly we are using EB from by the SenseFly company. But EBs are really expensive, and now we are making more cheaper and good price fixed wing type of drones. And Parrot company provided already stopped, but they provided Disco. Disco is a kind of fixed wing type of drone and very cheap type. And now we are modifying the Disco platform for mapping. And our recent situation, we should add GoPro 8 or latest GoPro as a camera. And GoPro has a GPS, and that camera can add geo metadata like the latitude and longitude. And so GoPro is very cheap, and Disco is very cheap. So we can combine those good device, and maybe so this modified GoPro version of Disco fixed wing type of drone. So that is a very good, and now we are trying, and we are sharing how to customize, how to modify your Disco with GoPro. Thank you.
Thanks for the additional information, Daichi. So Amit wrote in the chat box that the drones can keep a better eye on mass gathering and other activities to help stop spread of viruses. Should drones be used to keep an eye, such as live transmission surveying? Does anyone want to answer to this question, Ruchi, Lai, or Taichi?
Yes, yes, of course, the fixed drones can be used for that, but we mostly
Hello?
the quadri drone and exact drone, so that we can have a mapping that is a time. Hello? Okay, as you saw in China, they are using a quadri drone mostly, such that they can do the survey easily, moving from point to point, while the fixed wing just fly and in fact to make some specification, it cannot do as the quadri drone can do.
Maybe that question for the our Japan side, maybe, and in my opinion, so now sometimes, for example, Japan drone company are making new drone as a VTOL type, and maybe fixed wing type and multi-copter type. That those types has a good merit and weak points, and maybe we near the future, so that VTOL, that like the hybrid multi-copter and fixed wing type, so VTOL type can work for the mapping and other purposes for any areas. So, but recently that price is very expensive, and many times that is a unstable situation for that weather situation or something anyway. So yeah, we should catch, and we should implement for new VTOL drones for mapping. That is our opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Taichi, for that.
I've got a question, lastly. So just to talk about the impact of I don't know because I came lately because I just wanted to hear more about the progress of drones in the agricultural sector because I've seen how they are using drones actually, but I wonder if agriculture is even a focus area, a target area, in fact, for all of you. So I wanted to hear more about it. Thank you.
I'll take this question. So agriculture, the drones have multiple applications. First is if you are able to take images of the crops and you are able to analyze those images using the vegetation indices, you will be able to understand whether the crops are healthy or unhealthy. This is an AI-based solution that I'm talking about. You need to couple the images with machine learning, and people have been not the final solution they get. And the second application which many people are using is spraying of pesticides and insecticides. This is also happening in various countries. The spraying drones are available commercially, and it has been used. In India as well, we are trying to use them. And the third application which some people are trying is, for example, if your harvest is ready or not ready. The drones can do a quick survey and can tell you. There are special drones which are available for these applications. Some with a regular camera, a regular RGB camera. RGB is red, green, and blue camera. There are other drones which have multispectral cameras, and so it's a whole project which goes in it. For the countries which have large farms, these have become very effective solutions because it cuts down the labor cost. In countries like India, where the farms are generally small, we use it to encourage youth to get engaged in agriculture because they find it very savvy, they find it stylish to use the robotics and drones on their farms. So this is one reason we are doing it, and also to have something that we call precision agriculture. So precision agriculture is you only spray pesticides in the area which you find is needing the pesticide, so you don't waste anything. So here also, because we have issue of resource, we have limited resources. The farmers are not really well-to-do. So to conserve water or to conserve pesticides is one aim of using drones for agriculture. I hope this helps your question.
Thank you. We will end the webinar here. Thank you so much, everyone, especially Taiki, Ruchi, and Jessa for presenting those wonderful presentations and talking about the things which you're so much passionate about. And thank you to everyone for attending and asking those questions. Please make sure to join us in the next webinar. And we will be posting a blog post about this webinar, so in case you've missed out on anything, or if you want to reach out to any of the presenters that presented today, you can either message or email me at amita@robotics, and I will be sure to introduce you to each of these presenters. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care, everyone.